All right, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Delta Corner. This month we have made $997 so far. We are going to get into a mid-August recap video. Can I kind of break down a little bit what I've done, what I've closed, what I've opened, what's coming up, and yeah, let's get into it. All right, here is the mid-August 2026 recap. I'm going to do a quick dive in. Going to be kind of a short one today. See what I've been up to in the first 2 weeks. In the first 2 weeks of the month here. Just get the pen on. All right. So, yeah, mid August 2026 review. Let's get into it and see what we've done so far. All right. So, it's been a pretty good month, honestly, first 2 weeks of the month. In total, $997.42 in profits. That is divided between cash secured puts and covered calls. So we'll take a look and see kind of what happened. And then, yeah. Yeah, I'm not going to do a full breakdown in this one of all the trades I've done. I'll probably save that for the end of the month. But just going to give a quick snapshot here of what we've closed and what's kind of open. So right now for the closed cash secured puts, we closed 3 of them. You can see 2 NBIS ones, 1 Reddit. We closed one of them after 20 days, and then these 2 we closed relatively quick after 4 days. This one was definitely carrying a lot of that profit. So for the closed cash secured puts, we made 840.47. Yeah, so they came out with earnings this week, and so the IV was pretty low. So the premiums weren't that juicy for August. So I kind of took what I could. NBIS ran up a lot after earnings, so that's kind of getting out of my budget. So I'm gonna have to look for different. Um, Gonna have to look for some different stocks to maybe wheel. It's treated me good so far. Maybe if there's a pullback, I'll probably look at getting it. But I think right now it's trading around like $260 a share. And I only have a $36,000 account, right? So that's kind of getting to that upper limit of what I'm able to do. And it's getting to the point where it's maybe not as efficient to be wheeling NBIS compared to other stocks. Um, yeah, so that's the cash secured puts. Like I said, I'll do a deep dive into all of the trades and the strikes and everything like that in the later video in about 2 weeks at the end of the month. Um, So I'll do this quick breakdown for the IREN covered calls that I've been selling. I think it's just a bit easier to sell that or explain it that way. Um, so if you've seen the other video, you'll know that initially we sold it for $45 puts, and we collected $260 is what we'll call it. Got assigned at 45, and then on July 10th. So ever since then, I've just been selling 2 week uh, covered calls against those 100 shares, and it's been pretty good so far. Making $117 in 2 weeks. For the first one, made 156 on this one, and they both expired. So we're still holding the shares. So going to look to sell another one probably this week. And that'll be in the follow-up video. So we'll see what that is. IREN, I believe IREN is now trading around $44 at the time of this recording. And I don't mind holding it. So I think I might start selling. I might start selling at um, at 47 because I honestly don't mind the stock. I kind of like what they're doing. And then that way, if it does go to 47, I get the extra $2 times 100 shares that I sold at 45, right? So making even more money if it does get called away. Um, right now, because I've been selling these premiums, my average is now, I believe, around um, 38, 39. So that's been pretty good. So now with the $45, we're well above my average cost of 38. So that's pretty good so far. I really do like that. So probably just going to keep that going. Like I said, selling maybe around 47, 49, seeing what the premiums are at. We'll take a look at that. What we have open here, I'll just move my head back down here. Um, yeah, what we have open, I opened an ASTS cash secured put. Up front, I sold it for $1.20, so $120. I'll just write that 120. I did it for about 38, 36 days on September 18th, risking $5,380. This was a pretty low delta one, just because it had pulled back, and now I think it's trading at about $70 a share. Um, so I think that's about comes out to about, quick math. I think it's about a 20%, 25% difference in price. So I think there's a lot of leeway there that already come down a lot. So I think this one is probably looking good. Um, and again, probably going to look to close this between the 50 to 70% range. Um, close. Yeah. So yeah, we'll see where this one goes. I think it should be good. I'm kind of liking that one. And yeah, like I said here, still open. Catch your put. It's at a $55 strike, 120 premium, and about, yeah, 35, 36 days to expiry. All right, so here are the totals for the month. So in total, I collected $1,519 upfront for premiums. Of that $1,500, we actually realized $997.42. Comes out to about 65% of the premium captured, which is really good. Nice in that sweet spot that I like. And keeps the money rolling and allows me to keep going here. Just move my head again. Um, Yeah, average return on that is about 2.7%. So that's pretty solid, definitely above the 1% target that I have. Average delta is 15. Again, pretty conservative, could probably go a bit higher, but I've kind of been liking this range, not stressing too much about being assigned on a lot of these. Um, and, my target is anything under 30 delta is kind of what I like to do. Zero assignments. I did think that I initially thought the IREN was going to get called away, but it ended up not being called away. We haven't rolled anything. We let everything either expire or close early, so that's good. And the average days to close is 10. This was pretty low because of the NBIS and the Reddit that were both like, I think, 4 and 5 days, right? 4 to 5 days. So that kind of skewed that. I don't see that happening too often in 10 days, but it is what happens. So not too bad. Now, here is the snapshot of my dashboard that I built. You can see my account balance is still about $36,000. Not too much change there. The realized net went up a bit because of the trades we put in and closed. Total return sitting at 11%. And this is really nice. I think in the 8 months that I've been doing this, 11% is not too bad at all. Still have some capital tied up in a leap. Not too worried about that. Honestly, that's kind of $2,500 in the grand scheme of things isn't a whole lot of money. We're up to 19 trades so far, so the volume is picking up, which is nice. And then here we have a total of $5,380 tied up in that ASTS cash secured put. So we're running about 14% of the capital usage. So that's nice and low. I'll be looking to be selling some more in the next following few days and weeks. Um, yeah, so you can see here for the month of August, uh, this is only accounting for the cash secure puts, which is $840.47. And then over here, oh, it didn't update for August, but we did close the one cash secured puts, and so bringing our total to about $300 here. So yeah, pretty good so far. Okay, yes, here's the actual broker IBKR, my actual positions that I have open here. So you can see, um, I have this ASTS put here. Cost basis was 120, minus fees. Market value is 113, so we're up about 5%. So we'll see where that goes in the next couple weeks. I still have this call open. Now you can see we're up about 32% unrealized. Like I said, bought it for about $2,500. Now it's about 3,200. And we have till March 17, 2028 for that one. So a lot of runway. I'm just going to let this one go because I really do believe in the company. And I think that one could turn out pretty well in the next, 6 to 10 months. Like I said, still holding the IREN shares here. You can see 100, and you can see what I mean. It was getting really close to being called away here. There was a couple times throughout the day on Friday that it did touch 45, but eventually by the time it came to close, it came down to about $44.07. So we're still holding that, and you can see the one here. The market value is zero because it's expiring worthless. You can see the 99.8% return. And when I log back in on Monday, this one's just going to be gone. And we'll just have the 100 shares, and we will look to sell another one, like I said, maybe about at $47 or something like that. Um, just to kind of make some more money. Why not? Yeah, that's about it. It's the Delta Corner. I think I'm gonna do a bigger breakdown of the video at the end of the month. Kind of actually go through each trade one by one, kind of my thought process behind it. And like I said, I'm not too sure on the format just yet. I think probably going to be every couple weeks, every 2 weeks. Definitely going to be doing these like mid-month breakdowns and then the full month breakdown. I'm probably going to keep these ones a bit shorter here. Just kind of give an overview of what I've done, what I've opened, what I've closed so far. Uh, and yeah, so let me know if that's something you guys want to see. Or if you have any other suggestions of what kind of content you want to see. I'm pretty open. Like I said, this is going to be a pretty raw channel. I'm not a big editor. I'm not going to be editing a lot. Just going to be kind of going through everything and explaining to you guys what I've been doing. Because this is a learning process for me and for anybody who wants to watch. And yeah, I think we're positioned pretty well here. I think the goal right now is to get my 36K to 100K. It's probably going to take a while, maybe a couple of years, but that's part of the journey. But that is the next milestone, is working up to that $100,000. Pretty excited. So we're going to see where it goes. And yeah, catch you in the next one.